BoomBringer back with an update about the whole Skylanders scamming situation. I've actually received a message from the guy, and it looks like we have come to terms, and both parties are happy. This is the comment he left on the video, and then I respond with this message here. I am glad I could reach you. I am more than happy to take the video down, but under one condition. You need to stop putting customs or modified figures in lots with other regular figures. It can be very misleading for customers. If you want to sell customs, that's fine. Just make sure to describe them in the description of the listing so people know what they're getting. Also, no more fibbing on the subreddit. People on there can be very gullible. If you agree to these terms, I will clear your name, take the video down, and everybody wins. And then he replies with, I am glad to agree to your terms. I can definitely add more descriptions on my listings or answer any questions you or any other Skyland members have about my figures in a respectful, non-threatening manner, which I agree to. And then I reply with, sounds epic, happy we could resolve this issue. So then what I do is obviously I private the video, and then after that I make sure there was also a community post. I made sure to take that down as well. And then I made an announcement because I promised I would clear his name. So I made an announcement on my Discord server. I added everybody and I said, everyone, we have won. I talked to him and he has agreed to my terms so that everybody wins. Now, if he has a custom he is selling, he will describe the details of it in the description of the listing. I think this goes without saying, but don't harass the guy. Our mission is done and we have won. I'm very disappointed to hear some of you have sent this guy threats. I thought you guys were better than that. Please leave this guy alone, as the idea was to report the listings, not to attack him. I will be taking the video down now since the guy has agreed to sell honestly on Mercari and eBay with no more scams or misunderstandings.
YouTuber named BoomBringer has deliberately made a fake video slandering my name. I am taking my accounts down because he made multiple threats against my safety. BoomBringer is a stalker and I do not appreciate any of his BS.
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
So I thought that this little debacle was over. I took the video down, I took my community post down, and of course I also went into my Discord server and I added everybody and told them that it's over. He has agreed to the terms, and of course obviously I also had heard that some of them have been sending him hateful messages, so I told them to quit. That wasn't our intention. And then I wake up and this is what I see in my Discord thing. So let me remind you, this is after I do those things. We are supposed to be done. Yet, let's start picking apart his comments, alright? So, to start with, let's pick apart his Mercari profile, alright? Now, I remember this profile when the video was published and taken down. This description was not here. So, meaning he did it after I had done all those things for him. Taken down, cleared his name, everything. So let's pick apart this, okay? YouTuber named BoomBringer has deliberately made a fake video slandering my name. Now, here's the thing. Almost everything in that video, or at least to my understanding, is completely true. None of it is slander if it's true. That's the issue. I am taking my accounts down because he has made multiple threats against my safety. I have never made any threats against his safety. Not on Discord, and not in the video. So he's also lying there. He is saying I'm a stalker and he doesn't appreciate any of my BS. So in what way have I stalked you? Zero. I have stalked him literally zero. All of this information that I have received, it is all public information. And I didn't even receive it all myself. I went into Discord servers, okay? And they gave me this information because he's apparently been doing this for quite some time. So, if anything, he's slandering my name here. Kind of ironic, don't you think? Alright, so we have two more comments to go through. Let's go through his two comments he left on my YouTube video. Alright, we'll go through the first one here. I'm the one in this video. I do not appreciate being stalked. First off, we just went over that. I'm not stalking him. I have gathered information and compiled it into a video, and I didn't even uncompile all this information myself. I was given the information. So he's not being stalked. Let's see, having multiple people sending threatening messages. So here he doesn't say I do it. I only learned about this information from this comment right here, because I had no idea that people were sending threatening comments to him. Obviously, as you can see from my original announcement, I say go report the listing. Nowhere does it say threaten this guy. Alright? So that is not my fault. And then obviously he says he's changes his account names. Honestly, that's probably better for him in the long term so he can start selling again. Let's see, I also do not appreciate your slandering my name in my favorite community and using or making false claims against me for views. Alright, so here's the thing about the favorite community thing. The community is actually what gave me all this information. So it might be your favorite community, but they're not apparently very fond of you. So that doesn't really add up. Now let's see, making false claims against me for views. Obviously, I don't make videos for views. That was a public service announcement, and I think we all know that. I don't make videos for views or money. I make Skylander videos. Do you think that's the best way to get views? If I wanted to get views, I would switch to something more popular. Having everybody lose trust in me. You see, I didn't do that, you did that to yourself. As cheesy as that is, it's true, because I was given the information from others, meaning that you have already made people lose trust in you. I didn't do it. Taking my figures out of context and posting them as if I'm trying to sell them. Now, with this one, okay? So let's review this. I started with the gold and silver variants, okay? You were selling them. What do you mean? They were literally in the line. You were trying to sell them. They were custom, and you didn't say they were custom. You were selling them in the line. Most of my figures, like Heartbreaker, Buckshot, and Wind Up, are customs. Yes, that is correct. They are customs. And you say in one post that they're customs, but also in a Reddit comment, you also say your Wind Up is a prototype. So are they customs or are they a prototype? I don't know, because you're giving me conflicting answers here. And then, obviously, the furthermore, if you don't take down this, I will take further action. Of course, you know, I did everything I could for him. Alright, now let's move on to the second comment, where he says he's glad to agree to my terms. And he agrees, you know, I will add descriptions to my listings and answer questions, you know, about the figures in a respectful, non-threatening manner. Great, that's awesome. Now, if I receive any messages stating something like I have a pipe bomb in my mailbox or threatening my general safety, I will be taking further action as I do not tolerate such things. But here's the thing, that is terrible, I agree. Nobody should send that to anybody and threaten anybody's safety. But remember, in my original statement, I say report the listing. Nowhere do I say attack this guy. Not only that, but I actually got a Discord DM from the guy that made the threat, and he says, of course, it was just a distasteful joke. Is it terrible? Yes. Is it funny? No. And I am apologetic that he made that towards you. But I am not the guy that sent you this message, alright? And if you take further actions, it's not going to be against me because I am not the one that made that comment towards you. Now, as for the figures, like Double Trouble, for example, is custom, not fake. I agree, the wording on there is a little bit weird, but I was just using the Double Trouble as an example, as these are some of the things he has put up in the past. But nowhere in the original video do I use the Double Trouble as an example of something you have sold. I was just using it as an example of one of the variants you have created. Now, the Fright Rider, yes, okay, it's a real figure, but a replacement base, but here's the issue. You didn't put anywhere in the description of this listing that this Fright Rider had been damaged or repaired. This to me is kind of like buying a Lego set that has been made out of fake Lego bricks or Mega Blocks, or the bricks themselves have been changed or replaced. It's structurally intact, right? The Lego set is fine, but the bricks themselves have changed or been altered. It might look the same, function the same, but it's not authentic, because you changed it and didn't tell anybody about it. And then there's Basket Brawl, obviously, Heartbreaker, Buckshot, all that stuff. Yes, I was just using Wind Up and Sunburn, for example. And this goes back to the statement where you say in a different Reddit comment that you have a prototype for Wind Up. Which, again, is it a prototype or is it a custom? You keep giving me conflicting answers. And then he says, but anyways, please inform you or whoever else that I accept the terms as long as no more slander, misleading information, especially threats of any kind. Thank you for resolving this. So here's the issue. This goes both ways, all right? Everybody has to keep their side of the bargain. So I take all my stuff down about you, but why on your Macari are you slandering me, huh? So since this whole slander, misleading information thing, since this goes both ways, and in some ways you have broken your bargain with me. So here's what I'm going to do, okay? I am going to bring back the original video that I posted. It is currently privated, okay? I'm going to relist it. And also, I think that video will discourage other people from getting into the Skylanders scamming business. And I think, overall, keeping it up will do a great service for the community. Now, he also, remember, he left some comments on that video. And like he said, he's scared for his safety, so I will do something for him. I'm not entirely sure what happens to comments when they're privated. I've heard that they do come back. So what I will do is I will delete his comments for his safety. Now, some people might be saying that I'm doing that to cover him up. No, I'm not doing that for that reason at all. All of his comments are in this video right here. They are saved and they are public and anybody can view them. This is what he has said, alright? So I'll be deleting the comments so nobody will harass him in the comment section. If he wants to make another comment, that is on him, okay? So I'm doing everything in my power to protect this guy. But also, let's go back, alright? Let's go back to your Macari profile. So all of this is slander, again, ironically, is slander towards me. So you need to have proof to back up your claims. So you say that I am slandering your name. I am not slandering your name if it's true. If almost all of it is true, I am not slandering your name because it's almost all true. And then let's see, you say you're taking down the accounts because you had multiple threats against your safety. And you say that I make those threats. I did never make any of those threats, so that's completely not correct or true either. So you're just straight up lying at this point. And then you call me a stalker when all this information is public and given to me. So if anything, I think you need to get your stuff straight, not me, because you're the one that is lying, not me. So I will be, again, reposting the video because obviously you have not kept your end of the bargain, alright? You keep slandering me, that's not how this works. It goes both ways. That's how trust works. Now, fortunately, since you said in your Macari bio that you are taking your accounts down, you will no longer have to worry about your safety about getting any messages from anybody, because I will not update the old video like I originally intended with the thumbnail of your new account, as long as you don't go back to selling scams. Now, if you want to sell your customs again with an updated description describing what's wrong with them or how they're custom, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I will keep you completely private and safe because your safety is important to me. So I'm gonna republish the video as an educational piece for people to watch out for Skylander scams, as well as to discourage other scammers from starting. Sound good? Sounds good to me. Thanks for watching.